I will narrate you a well-known story. I'd like you to listen. Imagine a massive lion that everyone fears. He fell in love with the farmer's daughter one day. Still, the farmer hated him. When the farmer learned of the lion's love, he called the animal and demanded that the lion take off his sharp claws in order to protect his daughter. The farmer would only permit the lion to marry his daughter. The lion faced off. It was a minor cost in exchange for an enormous benefit. Next, he shattered his claws on a rock. The farmer ordered that the lion take off his claws and teeth when the lion came back and asked to hold the daughter's hand. The lion agreed, breaking his teeth in the process. But the farmer assaulted and killed the lion when he came back to him the following day. Permit me to share the story's lesson. You are the lion, and the elites are the farmer. First on the list, not accepting responsibility, the farmer's daughter and the lion's story. Being unaware of his responsibility is the lion's main cause of losing everything in the end. And this is the bitter reality. You can blame the farmer all you want, but in the end, the lion was the one who chose to voluntarily follow him. It is responsibility that is the strength and virtue that all men should aspire to, whether in their careers, personal lives, or romantic relationships. To live like a lion was his responsibility. The part of him that made him a lion was his razor-sharp teeth and claws. But he chose to ignore that responsibility. Because that is who you are. Every man has a natural desire to feel strong, authoritative, and powerful. I think a strong feeling of purpose is something that all men desire. We act in ways that prevent us from developing into the strong men we were supposed to be, which is why many of us lack it. In your life, the same things happen. Take satisfaction in accepting your responsibilities. I want you to join me in saying, I will probably fulfill my responsibilities because they make me a man. You choose to give up on being a man completely on the day you decide to escape your responsibilities. I want you to commit this quote to memory. Greatness comes with a price, responsibility. The cost of greatness is responsibility, repeats the speaker. 2. Making fun of other people. You should never look down on others as a high-value man. This is a point that not many people discuss. You may have heard the story of the crab bucket, in which someone pulls back the crab just as it is ready to escape. If you catch yourself making fun of other people, always keep in mind that you are inferior to them. Although you shouldn't make fun of someone, you should correct them when they make mistakes, of course. It is your duty as a man to mentor and teach your brothers without malice or other agendas. Recall that men who are strong and self-assured support and elevate others rather than devaluing them. Though it may seem apparent, this is a crucial point, particularly for the present generation. Social media has made you feel so comfortable disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it, said Mike Tyson in response to this. The third is trying to escape failure. For many men nowadays, this is a struggle. The majority of men will never choose growth over comfort. Recall that failure frequently conceals growth, which is an agonizing process. A man digging for diamonds is a well-known story. He keeps digging even though he has no idea how far the diamond is below the surface. He starts off digging only to see more dirt each time, but he persists. It takes him several hours or perhaps days to find what he's searching for. So, brothers, remember that failure is not the end. You can be certain that you will never achieve in anything if that is your mindset. Consider anything that is valuable. Assume you launch a business. As you try to understand the lie and win over your competitors, you may experience so-called failures in the beginning. But you only see yourself progress when you stay in the game long enough and don't try to hide from these fleeting failures. This also applies to women. When you first approach them, you can begin to see a strange man who is unable to interact. However, these transient failures lie in your success. This is a little price to pay for success, for a strong man. In childhood, we are frequently conditioned to try to find someone else to blame for our mistakes and failures and to feel ashamed of them. You may have said, "That person is to blame," or "It's not my fault." That's what the loser thinks. Please listen to this quote, and if you would like, write it down somewhere. A weak man puts the strength of others to blame for his failures. Wasting your young days is number 4. On this channel, we always talk about the value of your young days. We refer to your 20s and even your 30s as the golden days, to some extent. These are the days to keep building, keep building, keep building. Consider a farmer planting a seed. It is not his expectation that the seed will produce fruit the following day. In your 20s, you need to sow the spiritual, emotional, and physical seeds that will nourish you, just like a farmer does. Don't expect to see these benefits right away, which is the most important part. Continue planting. You'll have created gardens and woods that draw the appropriate kind of life before you know it. By pushing oneself, I mean planting. This does not imply that you must strive and work constantly, but you should always bear in mind that these are the days when you have the most energy and the opportunity to take the greatest risks. Make the most of that. It's easy to feel like you're missing out on the culture of dating numerous people when you invest in yourself, especially when you're young, but fight the desire. Although you may not understand this right now, you'll be glad you didn't get sidetracked later in life. Hear what the world's wisest man has to say about your young days from the wisest man on earth. Solomon said the following: "Happy are the days of youth, young man, and let your heart be cheerful while you are young. Observe what your eyes see and follow your heart's guidance. But be aware that you will face judgment from God for all of these things." Fifth, displaying poor nonverbal cues. Body language is a highly important topic. This comprises nonverbal clues given during a handshake, eye contact, sitting or walking position, and body language throughout conversations and social interactions. You can tell if a man is weak or strong by his strong, manly body language. Maintain a masculine stance and be conscious of your body. Keep in mind that the first and simplest approach to prevent anyone from taking advantage of you is through your body language, which can be done easily. 6. Too easily submitting to pointless legislation. Are you curious about the distinction between a high-value man and a coward? Basic. Even when what the majority is saying is obviously wrong, the coward will always stand with the majority. Worse, the coward expects the high-value man to comply with these destructive and pointless rules and regulations as well. A high-value man never follows without first analyzing and evaluating everything. The mindset that you shouldn't criticize or do this, or that has been conditioned into us in today's culture. Things are spiraling out of control. At this point, you're just a lab rat and a puppet, submitting to all the laws and agendas they create. There is nothing wrong with obedience, but you should only obey when it is in line with your goals, your mission, and most importantly, God's law. Nothing defies the Almighty's law. Consider whether you're the type of person who tries to please everyone and becomes easily intimidated. If you act on the truth for the first time, you'll understand that the world won't fall apart around you. For some men, learning to say no can be tremendously tough. I've seen a lot of men lead a kind of life in marriage as if their women were some kind of despot, and they are afraid to speak up or correct them. That is blatantly evident feudal subordination. The 7th point is wasting time and being indolent. What time do you wake up and go to bed? What is the layout of your day? When you get back from work, what do? You should give careful thought to each of these inquiries. They shouldn't be viewed as a side project that you may work on in your free time. You must meticulously arrange your day if you want to be a man who strives for success in all spheres. Consider the reasons behind the power of success in helping to build the matrix. Every facet in space was carefully considered. In a similar vein, consider every part of your day, including the people and content you interact with. Make sure you're allowing the matrix to easily enter your mind if you're not thinking the correct things. These days, men's greatest opponent is laziness. As a man, you may think about life and business a lot, but you never follow through on your ideas. Allowing laziness to steadily seep into your life without noticing it will cause it to devour you and prevent you from making meaningful progress in life. Always remember, brothers, that only weak men are vulnerable to laziness because a high-value man rapidly learns to recognize it and correct it. Fight laziness as soon as you notice it and continue to be aware of it. Brothers, remember that weakness is the virtue of our society. That what weakness, what your greatest virtue is strength. Remember that God is your greatest strength and seek strength in every opportunity. 8th, a lack of compassion and empathy. A man who is strong is more than just someone with tangible accomplishments or bravery. Being able to connect and understand the feelings and experiences of others is a sign of true strength. Lack of empathy and compassion is an indication of fragility since it implies that the person is unable to understand the needs and problems of others. Being able to support, understand, and show compassion when necessary is what defines true masculinity, not being callous or apathetic. Without passing judgment, strong men are ready to listen and provide assistance. They see emotional expressiveness as a way to connect more deeply with others and build meaningful relationships, not as a sign of weakness. Remember that empathy and power are qualities that show deep inner strength and character. It will make you a more complete and capable man if you show weakness and understand the sufferings of others. Don't forget to show your support as well. To help the algorithm understand that the video is good and recommend it to more men, click the subscribe button and give it a like. Continue to view the video that is about to appear on the screen. Till the next time.